Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aisha. Hopefully you're not new here, and if you're new, thank you for clicking on this video. So today I would be doing an actual book review, like a full-on book review. The books I'll be talking about today are Celestial Bodies and Towering Tree, both by Jokha Alharthi. So this book, Celestial Bodies, won the International Booker Prize for 2019, and it was the first book by an Arab woman to win this prize. And I believe this is the first book by the author that was translated into English, if I am not mistaken. Now, I was very eager to read this book because if you've followed me on this channel for a while, you know that I enjoy reading Arab literature, especially books that are written by Arab women. There's just a vibe that they bring to their books that I just like, and I feel like many of them tell authentic Arab women's stories, and I enjoy reading about that. So I was very eager to read this book. When I heard that she had a new book coming out this year as well, I was also eager to read it because, I mean, why the hell not? So I decided to read both of them for August Women in Translation Month. I started off with Celestial Bodies, and I was kind of disappointed. Maybe I should not have read the blurb before picking up the book, because I felt like the blurb was misleading. It did not accurately portray what to expect in the book. So the blurb says that the story is about 3 sisters that live in a village in Oman, and it makes it look like the stories revolve around the sisters, whereas that was not the case. I enjoyed the writing, by the way. Like, the author has a very lyrical writing, which I found that most Arab women authors have. They have a way of weaving their stories that are just very lyrical. Maybe this is the nature of the Arabic language, and I felt like the writing was mostly the reason why it won the Booker Prize. I don't think that anybody would come away reading this book saying that the writing is not beautiful. I had problem more with the storytelling structure. You know how some stories will alternate between like present and past and the future, or like somebody is telling a story in the past or something? That was kind of what this book was doing, but in a very disorderly way. Maybe, for example, now we are reading the story of one character's past, and then we'll fast forward. While reading the story of one character's past, would get to witness the story of one character's future in that particular story. It just felt like the structure was very disordered, and I did not enjoy that. I've read a book that also does something like that, you know, mixing another character's future with a current character's past, but there was a flow, and that book is The Memoirs of Beasts by Sofia Segovia, which coincidentally is also a translated book. I appreciate the fact that the book sets out to tell the stories of quite a number of characters rather, and it's quite small. It's a small book. It's just 30 something pages, this book, and I appreciated that because I do not like reading books that are too big. But the structure did not work for me. It just felt like I did not know what I was doing. I was disappointed because of that. I went into this book expecting very lyrical writing, which I got, thankfully, and very captivating storytelling. I did not get that. So for who would enjoy this book, I feel like if you like a character-driven book that tells the story of different type of people, then you would enjoy this book. What I would have expected on the blog is that the book tells the story of what it's like to live in Oman at a time when the country is transitioning. So when the country is transitioning from being a colonial state to embracing technology to finally become the state of Oman, there is that transitional phase that the country goes through, and the characters in this book also go through a sort of transitional phase. So all of them had a period of transition. Some of them resisted the transition, others welcomed the transition. So I feel like the book is more of characters transitioning. One thing I also appreciated in this book while reading this book is the fact that the author does not shy away from talking about the history of African enslavement in Oman. So there was a character whose great-great-grandfather was kidnapped from a Kenyan village and then sold into slavery in Oman. Even though I felt like this structure was difficult to follow, the writing was so captivating that I ended up picking up this one. So Bitter Orange Tree is the author's latest book. It was published in May of this year, and similar to Celestial Bodies, the structure of this book is also a bit disorderly, and I probably should not have read the blurb as well, because the blurb set me up for something and I did not get entirely what the blurb set me up for. So this book is the story of Zohor. She's an Omani student that is studying in a British university. We get to witness the story through the perspective of Zohor, and she's basically telling us the story of her grandma, who is actually not a grandmother. I feel like through a narration we get to witness the different colors of womanhood in Oman at the time. We get to witness the different phases of this grandmother, who is not actually Zoho's grandmother's life. So when she was a young girl, when she was a young adult, when she was a young woman, and as she grew older, and at the time of her death. And we just follow Zohor feeling some sort of guilt that she abandoned her grandmother to pursue her education in Britain, basically. And then we also witness some other characters, which is similar to what she does here, where she brings a lot of characters into the book and tells us the story of the characters instead of focusing entirely on the main plot of the book. We witness two Pakistani sisters. One has fallen in love with a lower class medical student, but the other sister is anxious because she knows that her parents would not approve of this person that her sister has fallen in love with. So the two sisters are Hul and Zoro. So Kul and Zoro, I can't even pronounce their names. Through them we get to again witness a different form of motherhood and womanhood, because these sisters are tied down by the expectation of their mother rather, and their mother has this grand plan of what she wants her children to do in their lives, and they are tied down by it. By extension, Kul's love is tied down by it, because our mother must not find out that she has fallen in love with a peasant. We also experience other characters, like a Nigerian student that witnesses a racist comment from one white student. Then we also get to witness the characters of our father and a mother and this grandmother that is not actually a grandmother. We also get to witness our sister's marriage and a life after marriage. It's just a medley of characters' lives. That is why I feel like this book is actually character driven, but not the main character, which is Zohor. It's like all of these characters, we get to witness their life. But I feel like I enjoyed this book more than I enjoyed this one, because there's still some sort of plot to follow, which is the story of this grandmother's life. A very tragic life, as far as I'm concerned. It was actually until the end of the book that we get to find out her name. Throughout the book, she was referred to as the daughter of her father. So she was referred to as Bint Amar. Her father's name is Hamar, and she was basically referred to as the daughter of Hamar throughout the book. The grandmother's character is very resilient but also sad. You feel sad for her, but you cannot help but appreciate resilience. If you enjoy very good writing, very lyrical writing, I feel like you will also enjoy this book as well. You might not appreciate the back and forth that can feel a little bit disordered. So when you eat lime and you get that first sour tingly feeling, but afterwards you get to enjoy the sweetness of the lime. I feel like that is what Jokha Alharthi's writing feels like for me. I would definitely pick up any other book that she writes, but I would not expect to really enjoy the storytelling as much as I would enjoy the beauty of her writing in and of itself. So if that's your sort of thing, then definitely pick up either one of her books. We have come to the end of this review session. If you have watched this video up until this point, comment the sun emoji, because the sun is currently shining in my face, mashallah. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.